being here with all of your neighbors. My name is Aliya Rahman, and I work and live in Over the Rhine. I work as a community organizer. That's the very beautiful neighborhood to your north that Josh talked about. So Over the Rhine, much like this country, has a tremendous history of struggle. It's a neighborhood that picked me up and took care of me when I lost my home and felt that I had nowhere else to go. The people of my neighborhood teach me every day that no one does anything on their own, and that we need each other desperately to survive. It appears that it has become our job to remind our wealthiest neighbors and our elected officials of that fact. As one of Over the Rhine's longtime organizers, Katie Hines, who's over there, has said, Cincinnati is a microcosm for this country. We have Fortune 500 companies and banks making incredible profits and incredible numbers of people being plunged into poverty. I think we're all here today because we think there is something fundamentally wrong with that picture, and because we know that this country already has everything it needs to make it better.
Yes! Yes! Woo!
The last time I spoke at Fountain Square, it was in April of this year. I marched with 150 of you around the Hilton to protest a meeting of the American Legislative Exchange Council. Who was here with me in April? Some of these folks were here with me. Yeah. Okay. ALEC is the group responsible for writing the conservative copycat state legislation that we've seen roll across this country for 35 years. They get legislators and corporate execs together, and they mix them up like ladies' night at a college bar and make sure things happen. And these things have been happening for a very long time, but particularly since the 2010 election, we've seen absolutely heinous waves of legislation that have eroded the rights of workers, of immigrants, women, animals, students, and then have rolled back environmental protections and financial regulations that are designed to keep our bodies and families safe and our future safe. Do y'all know what happened as a result of that protest? A whistleblower inside that organization called us, our ragtag group of organizers, and leaked 800 pieces of secret document to us from inside that organization. And that leak, you may have seen it in the news, grew into a national movement to shine a light on the fact that those of us who feel like we have been moving backwards in this country are not crazy.
Yep.
It showed that the erosion of people's rights by a small but tight-knit group of people operating in secret to hijack our government and make a mockery of democracy was a well-concerted effort that has been going on for decades. We are not crazy. This is real.
Yep. Yep. Woo!
But their secret is no secret anymore, and that is because we all came here together. And somebody saw that we meant business, we weren't getting paid for doing it, and that it was time to do something about that. Never, ever underestimate what happens when people get out in the street together.
Yes!
It changes the world, and it always has. And it always will.
Yeah!
It has been a long time since we saw that happen in this country, but the sleep is over.
Yep.
We will not be made to believe that people have no power, especially in Cincinnati. I came back last night from New York, and both at the Wall Street protest and elsewhere, people were asking, as we've heard other people, as Sister Alice discussed, are these people going to state their demands? What exactly do they want?
And the Fed.
I think the Occupy protesters have stated their demand. What do you think "we are the 99% means? It translates to there are so many of us, and disregarding our most basic needs to cater to a small radical minority is absolutely no way to run a functioning country.
That's right. That's right. Yep.
It says to our elected officials, both those who don't agree with us and those who do but have been afraid to say something out loud, it says we are giving you permission and support to enact no economic policy unless it contains deliberate provisions to change this messed up situation we're in, where 1% of the population controls so much of our wealth. It says, Senator Portman, do the right thing on the super committee.
Yes.
Fight to ask for new revenue from the most prosperous instead of new cuts to shred the safety nets that the most vulnerable among us need so badly in these dark times.
Yes. Yes.
It says, Ohio elected officials, we are giving you permission and support to end the 2005 tax cuts, to use that money to create jobs for everyone and reinvest in the public services that this once great state needs to get back on its feet.
Yeah!
It says, Cincinnati City Council members and candidates,
Hey!
we do not have a budget crisis. We have a revenue crisis.
Yes! 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 Yes!
Stop talking cuts and start thinking right now about how we are going to come up with new forms of revenue to put our brothers and sisters back to work and to keep them fed, educated, and out of prison.
Yes! Yes!
It says, people of Cincinnati, get in the streets and get to the polls this week, even if you would like to vote no on that horrible issue 2 that is trying to take away the rights of workers, not even just because you believe in workers' rights, but because it is an amazing opportunity for us to say, we, the people, can speak back to power, and you do not get to decide what happens to us anymore.
Yes!